Welcome to Jackie and the Other Side of Beauty. If this is your first time here, I do invite you to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today's video. And if you're returning to the channel, it's always good to have you back. In today's video, we are doing a review of the brand new Anastacia Beverly Hills Rose Metal Palette. This is it right here. And I'll give you a quick peek to what it looks like on the inside. So if you're interested in seeing how I was able to obtain these two looks using this Rose Metals palette, then you already know. You'll have to keep on watching. So in today's video, we are going to do a review of the Anastacia Beverly Hills palette. This is their latest palette that just dropped this week. And this is the Rose Metals palette. This is what the packaging looks like. It kind of has a rose gold kind of packaging, and where the name is right here embossed, it is kind of raised up and the rose gold is kind of deposited in there. It is kind of a shimmery packaging. You can see like little sparkles, but it's not raised up to the touch. And this is what the back looks like. And it does say that this is an eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. So this is a 12-pan palette. Now this is the unicarton that the palette comes housed in. And the actual palette itself is still the rose gold packaging, but as you can see, it looks more, I don't know, textured. It kind of, this packaging kind of reminds me of back in the day, you know how it has that little crinkled look to the paper, but right here, you remember how you used to have pictures in a photo album and you would put the pictures, you know, hold them down with these little tabs right here. This is what this reminds me of back in the day when we used to have picture albums and the pictures would be kind of crinkled like. And again, it just says the name on the back, Rose Metals. And it goes into some of the details. Now, this palette does say that one of the shades is not eye safe. And when you see that shade, you may be surprised like I was, but hey, I'm going to take it at its word. If it says it's not eye safe, it's not eye safe. But I am going to use it on the eyes. So I'm going to roll a clip, and you're seeing that clip now of what the palette actually looks like in daylight. As soon as I got to the car, I opened up the palette and I recorded some footage of what the palette looked like as I opened it up and wanted you guys to see what it looked like in natural daylight as opposed to what it looked like under the lights in here. But we are going to take a gander of what it looks like. And it does come with a mirror. And I haven't taken the film off the mirror. And this is what the palette looks like. I think it's just so gorgeous. And when I tell you I had a time getting this palette, I had to drive up to the Sephora location, even though it said at the Ulta nearest me had it in stock, but they didn't. So you've seen the palette in natural daylight, but we're going to swatch the palette right now. And I think what I'm just going to do is go all the way across and then all the way across. So let's get started with the swatches. You guys know I'm not the best swatcher, but I'm going to do my best. I think we're going to start with this shade right here. And it is called Rose Quartz. And you know, when I swatch, I go all the way across and then I let you know what the shade names are. And we're going to start with Rose Quartz, and it is so buttery. I feel like I haven't had a new Anastacia Beverly Hills palette in a while. And this one just makes me want to go back and get the Novu palette by Anastacia. As a matter of fact, I tried to pick it up because I did have to go to Ulta yesterday. And I tried to pick it up yesterday, but Ulta didn't have it in stock. My Ulta is failing me. But this is Rose Quartz. Yeah. This is it right here. And I'm going to swatch them out and then show you what everything looks like. Okay, so this is the first rose swatch. And again, this one at the top is called Rose Quartz. The next one is called Royale. The next one is Haze. Next we have Rose Fire, Sun Rose, and Nova is the last shade swatch. They're very high shine and just nice, very smooth, very buttery feeling. This one, I might have to dabble in this one. This one, they're all so pretty. Okay, let's go to the next row. This row right here, we're going to go straight across and we're going to start with Heavenly. Okay, and here is the second row swatched out. And we started with Heavenly, which is right here. This is Heavenly right here. And then we have Element, Ashes, Dune, Nocturne, and Noble. And Noble, this last shade, is the one that's not considered eye safe. And these shades are so pretty. This palette is definitely giving me fall vibes. These are the shades that we're going to be playing with today. I don't know what eye look I'm going to create, but let's go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to use, this is the shade right here. And I'm just going to use it because I did put down my MAC paint pot as my eye base. So I do want to kind of cover that up a little bit. We're going to see if this really shows up. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see how it's blanking out that little white cast from the paint pot. Don't forget I have that texture basically all over my lids. I've been putting some coconut oil on there, and that's how I think it's not showing up in today's look as much. Can you guys see the color? Kind of like a peachy tan shade. Okay, next I think I want to go in with the shade Dune. It's this shade right here. Now I want to say I was a little concerned about the deepening outer corner shade. So yeah, I wasn't very happy that, you know, I think this is like basically going to be the only one. Yeah, I can interchange this one with this one, but this one to me really doesn't look like it's going to be that deepening. So, well, I take that back. Looking at the swatch, it's this shade right here. I think that's pretty deepening. And then this is the other one. So let's go ahead and go in with Dune. And clean off my brush because I'm going to use the same brush again. And it builds right over the shade Sun Rose very nicely, no skipping. This palette to me is a kind of a dark tone palette, kind of smoky. Like you're going to get a lot of smoky looks with this palette just based on the shades. Okay, so I think this is pretty good. Builds up really nicely on both eyes. Okay, so I think the next shade we're going to go in is with this one. This is kind of a cool tone shade called Noble. cool tone brown. So let's go ahead and pick that up and start laying down some of these metallics. So I'm just going to put Noble, probably go in with a smaller brush and put it right in the outer corner. I think I want to build that Dune shade up just a little bit more. Just build it up just a bit more. Because I'm looking at it on the screen and you can, it's just it looks like it's just a wash of color. So I want you guys to be able to really see it. These shadows are very soft. I can already see an indentation of where I have been using the shade that I'm putting on now, Dune. Okay, that's a little bit better. And the next shade that we want to go in with is the shade that's not eye safe, and that is called Noble. It's just kind of a cool tone brown right here. We're going to just put this in our outer V. Okay. Okay, so the next shade I think I want to touch down on is called Royal. This shade right here. We're going to try to use that next. And I am going to put on my glitter glue by NYX. Let's go into Royal. And again, these are so high shine, you definitely don't even need to spray your brush to get these metallics to show up. Okay, and I'm going to flip my brush over and go into Nocturne. It's a shade right here. I think that looks pretty. And then we'll brighten up the inner corner in my typical fashion. And we'll brighten up the inner corner with the shade Haze. We'll go in with this shade right here. Now this shade Haze is definitely high shine. Okay, these are the shades laid down. Going in with the Rose Fire right here. Just decided to do a different look on the other eye. Whoa. So I think I'm going to go in with Nova. This one right here. Oh, that's so pretty. That is very pretty. And then I'm going to go in with, what is this? Heavenly, which is this shade right here. We're just going to pop that in the inner part of our eye. Now what I'm going to do is, let's do our lower lash line. Only because when I come back, my face will be done. So on this side, probably on both sides actually, we're just going to go in with, well, yeah, on this side, let's start with the shade Noble. Just bring it kind of halfway in. And then I want to pick up the shade Dune, D-U-N-E. We'll just bring this the rest of the way. And then we'll go ahead and bring down our inner corner, which was Haze. And on the other side, yeah, I'm going to go into Noble again. I guess I'll go in with Sun Rose on this side. Because I think I do have an eye pencil that I can use. Yeah, remember the eye pencil that I hauled by NYX? Let's try this and see how this works. Okay, let's see. This is what it swatches like right here. Let's see how this looks. It's very creamy. Just trying to use, you know, as many shades as I can. And I'm gonna go back into Dune. Instead of that Sun Rose, let's go back into Dune. And I think, I'm just doctoring stuff up. I think this shade right here, Royal, I'm gonna go in with a little bit on the lower lash line right here. Yeah, because I think that serves a little bit better. All right. Now I am back and my base has been done. Everything is complete except for our lip. Now I do want to mention one thing about my base, and that is when I went to pick up the palette yesterday, I did exchange my House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. So I got it in a darker shade. This time I picked up the shade 480 Medium Deep Neutral. This is the shade right here. The box and the bottle. So it's a little bit darker, and I think it matches me much better because I thought in my second time using it that I put on a little less and that it was a better match, but not so sure. I still feel like it had a little bit of a gray cast to it. Now this one I think matches so much better. So that's the only thing I want to mention. The rest of the items on my face are from my Shop My Stash, which I need to switch out. But let's do our lips. I went ahead and pulled my Lip Bar lip liner, and this is in the shade Straight Talk. I thought we would just go bold with the look and the lips. Okay, the lip liner is on, and I thought for our lip color, we would just go bold. Whether they say go bold or go home, where we're already at home, so I guess we're just gonna go bold. We're using the Milani Amore Matte Metallic Lip Cream. And I thought it would match this eye really well. I really don't have an underbrow highlight, even though I want to use one. I could use Rose Quartz or Ashes. Oh, Rose Quartz is this first one. I guess Rose Quartz it is. We'll just go in very lightly. I wasn't going to do an underbrow highlight, but what's the look without? So guys, this is the final look. Let me bring you in just a little bit closer. And this is the eye look for today. And again, we use the Anastacia Beverly Hills Rose Metal Palette. Push you back out. And honestly, you guys, this palette performs so nicely. And I do like the fact that the shades in this Rose Metal palette are all brand new. There are no repeat shades. So I love, love, love that. And like I mentioned, this is going to give you a very smoky look, as well as being able to create a nice fall look. So I do recommend this palette highly. So thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. If you did enjoy the looks that I created using this Rose Metal palette, please consider subscribing to my channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and ringing the notification bell. It just lets you know each and every time that I upload a video. And share the channel, share it with your friends, your neighbors, your work colleagues. Share the channel because you know I don't mind. And lastly, please know that you are always welcome and wanted here on my channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.